Got it. It's got hurt. Got hurt. Did it? You got hurt in this game. You got hurt in this game, right? Yo, can you hear me?
Test, test.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Feels really low.
I hear you.
I can hear him. It's just really low. Speak.
Talking. One, two, three. Is this picking up on this?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I see it.
All right. Well,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I hear you.
Talk.
Talking. One, two, three, four.
Okay, a little better, but
For the final time in the 2023 calendar year, it's Temple men's basketball from the Liacouras Center as they host the Bloomsburg Huskies. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for spending your Wednesday night with us. Alongside Liam Gianelli, I'm Hayden Bandel. The Temple is coming off of a 9-point loss to the hands of St. Joe's in the Big 5 Classic Championship game, but they are a lot more versatile and can create a lot of matchup problems, especially against a D2 program.
Yeah, it's simple as that. Jake Nelson, who's the team's leading scorer, averaging 17 points a game and 12 rebounds, the outstanding rebounder for the Huskies. Temple, again, not truly having a bona fide center, but a positionless team. The Huskies are going to try and take advantage of that with the pace and space offense tonight, like Coach Best said.
Yeah, the Huskies are a team that loves to push the tempo in games, ranking 24th in pace of play in all of Division II. How is that going to affect Temple, Liam?
Yeah, it's going to be on the defensive side for Temple. A little bit of transition defense. You got to stick with your matchups and such. But again, last game versus St. Joe's, lost by 9. Its score might have not shown how the actual game went, but a lot of mismatched assignments right there. Like Adam Fisher says, everyone has to play their role. It's going to be next man up if not.
Now let's get into some key players. For the 4th straight game, the Cherry and White will be without leading rebounder Jalil White. The New Jersey native has missed 2.5 weeks now with a hand injury.
Yeah, continue your thought.
No, how's that going to take Temple?
Yeah, it's going to be up to young players again. Zion Stanford, not starting tonight. He's the spark off the bench. A true freshman from West Catholic has kind of stepped into Jalil White's role. It might not be the true stretch forward to Adam Fisher vision, but him leading the White like 20 points this past Saturday is just a key to success. But also Steve Settle, who had a quiet game versus St. Joe's, only 4 points, 2 and 11 from the field. He's going to be a big guy to step in White's absence.
And for Bloomsburg, you mentioned it, Liam, their offense runs through graduate forward Jake Nelson. He's averaging a double-double, almost 18 points and 12 rebounds. What's Temple going to have to do to keep him sustained tonight?
Yeah, you might have to switch to a zone defense, something you can hold him, face guard him around the court. It's hard to just really put this guy in a blender, stick White on Rice with Jake Nelson. Either it's Sam Hoffman, Steve Settle, or if you want to bring someone off the bench, maybe we get to see Emmanuel Akpomo minutes tonight as well to follow the center around the court.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if this game gets out of hand. Obviously, a Division I and Division II program who kind of comes into the game. We do have starting lineups for tonight. Each team is running with the same lineups that they have used the previous 2 games. For the Huskies, it's Matt Bangel, Desmond Freeman, Louis Wild, DJ Gordon, and Jake Nelson. And then for Temple, Hasir Miller running the 1, Matteo Piccarelli at the 2, Steve Settle at the 3, Sam Hoffman, and Jordan Riley, Liam, who is coming off of a career-high 20 points at Wells Fargo Center against St. Joe's.
Yeah, Jordan Riley, like you said, coming up for career high. The points in the box score might tell you enough of the story, but still, I think he still needs a lot way to go. I think he has raw natural talent for such a good basketball player, but needs to put all the fundamentals together. A lot of missed free throws, 2 for Saturday, 8 combined free throws misses for the Owls. We saw him practicing the charity stripe during warm-ups. Hopefully, knocks them all down tonight.
Yeah, we saw Temple went 12 of 20 from the charity stripe at Wells Fargo Center. We are just about get set underway here from the Liacouras Center. The Huskies are in their black jerseys with maroon and kind of goldish letters across the stripe and numbers. The Temple are in their home cherry and white uniforms for the final game here at the Liacouras Center for the Temple men's team in the 2023 calendar year. And this is going to be their last home game in 32 days, so I'm sure they're definitely going to want to get this done for the home crowd here on a Wednesday night. And for Bloomsburg, this is a game that they really had to get scheduled. That was difficult for them. Finals week for them, they had to take a 2.5-hour bus ride that they left right at around 2 p.m., rolled into North Philadelphia at about 4:30, but they are already underway here from the Liacouras Center as the Huskies hit the tip, but it goes out of bounds, so it will go in favor of Temple. Temple will be moving from right to left to start the opening half.
Yeah, this first offensive possession for Temple should set the tone right away. You don't need to settle for a 3. Try and work down low and take advantage of playing this D2 school. It's no disrespect to the Huskies, but it should be mismatch all night.
Hasir Miller at the top of the key gets it to Riley, who goes up, and he was stripped away by Desmond Freeman, and a takeaway for the Huskies on that opening possession.
Yeah, Riley kind of tucking it by his hip, not going out strong with it, and that's why he was stripped away by Freeman.
DJ Gordon inside pass, and the Huskies have the first bucket of the night. Matt Bangel.
Yeah, Steve Settle getting beat backdoor right there by DJ Gordon, who's also a recruit that was recruited by Adam Fisher when he was at Penn State, now getting his another chance at the D2 level.
Definitely an interesting storyline for tonight, and there's a 3-ball by Hasir Miller. No good. The Huskies come up with the rebound. It was Jake Nelson. Jordan Riley was able to force a jump ball, but it will stay with Bloomsburg going the other way.
Yeah, Jake Nelson already jumping out of the seats, kind of like jumping from the three-point line, boxing everybody out. That's why he averages a double-double and 12 rebounds on the dot.
Louis Wild taking the ball up for Bloomsburg. Gets it to the top of the key where Nelson is. He'll hand it off to Gordon. Gordon tried to force it back to Nelson, and it's taken away by Hoffman. Gets it to Miller. Quick three for Settle in the corner is good for Steve Settle.
You can really tell Steve Settle shooting with a lot more confidence than he did on Saturday. Kind of the bright lights on the Wells Fargo Center might have gotten him, but back home on his home court lead, of course, already 3 added to the box.
Settle shooting 24% from beyond the arc in the first 6 games of the season for the Owls. And there's a miss by the Huskies. Jordan Riley ends up with the rebound. Takes it all the way. Kick around to Piccarelli, who finds Settle again. From the other corner, it's off the mark and rebounded by Nelson.
Yeah, last possession down. DJ Gordon just chucked up a 3, trying to stay at pace with the Owls. You can't do that. You got to play your game.
Offensive rebound by DJ Gordon, and he puts it in. 4-2, 4-3 Huskies. Under 2 minutes gone by here in the first half.
Yeah, DJ Gordon, a 6'5" junior guard, has a lot of size. Looks like the wingspan's out there. That's why he's crashing a paint rebound and can do it all.
Jordan Riley driving in, draws the foul, and he will head to the line. 4-2.
When I mentioned earlier about Jordan Riley, that he has the raw ability to play this sport of basketball, that's what I'm talking about. Just the aggressive. He's not afraid to go towards the basket, which could be a good thing. But like I said, a lot of missed free throws on Saturday night versus the Hawks. You got to knock them down tonight.
Foul is on Desmond Freeman. That sends Jordan Riley to the line, and we mentioned Riley went 5 of 9 against St. Joe's at Wells Fargo Center, and he makes the first one there.
Yeah, 1 of 1, 5 of 9 from the Cherry Stripe. Remember, Temple lost that game by 8. I know it might not have been a total just because St. Joe's missed three free throws as well, but something to account for.
Riley misses on the second one, and it's rebounded by who else but Nelson. Temple now kind of in a trap right here at half court. Husky is able to get it over. Matt Bangel with the ball, driving in on Hasir Miller. He gets a mismatch on Hoffman, who kicks it now over to Freeman, who drives in, misses it. DJ Gordon, the offensive rebound, and he draws a foul.
Yeah, DJ Gordon crashing the paint again like he did earlier on his last basket and has a chance to go to Cherry Stripe. But on the half-court press that Temple looked, that was the first time they threw out a press since the Navy, trying to get in and get out game, not trying to have any funny business against the Huskies.
DJ Gordon 6 of 7 from the free throw line on the season, and he misses his first one tonight. Gordon, Liam, as we mentioned earlier, a Penn State recruit. He's played Division I basketball the last 3 seasons at Penn State, Fordham, and Jacksonville State. So he was a recruit by Adam Fisher. And we talked to Coach Chris Best from the Huskies, and he said that he couldn't wait to come say hi to Fisher during the game, but he also said that that's all that you can say before the game.
Yeah, that's all you can do. I know basketball is a middle sport. Any Division II level, 1 level, it's emotions running high in the NCAA, but I'm glad that he got to reunite with his former assistant coach at Penn State. Yeah,
and Gordon also knows some of the guys on Temple's roster just from playing in camps with them when he was in high school. Temple trailing 5-4. Under 3 minutes gone by here from the Liacouras Center. There's a heave-up 3. That's off the mark from Louis Wild.
Yeah, Louis Wild's also a Philadelphia native, played at Roman Catholic, has won championships in the city, so it's a little bit of a homecoming for him as well.
And Piccarelli drills a 3-ball from the corner, same exact spot that Settle hit his from. So Temple has 2 made shots from the field, and they're both from the exact spot.
Yeah, it's a lack of defensive moving for the Huskies. No one's really going towards the corner. If that's how it's going to be all night, then Piccarelli should hang right over there.
It's Freeman with the ball, guarded by Piccarelli. He now gets a screen, but he won't use it. Gives it up for Wild. Wild with 7 on the shot clock. And there's a takeaway. Settle right away, and he will slam it with 2 hands.
Steve Settle, a slam jam, just jumped the route by Louis Wild, kind of looks like lagging. DJ Gordon did not come to the ball right there, and that's why Settle anticipated the steal.
Here is Gordon. He falls to the floor. Ball is out of bounds off of Temple, so it will remain with Bloomsburg.
Yeah, DJ Gordon trying to get a little too fancy there. Go behind the back, looking for the foul by Settle. Settle's feet stood still, was moving him around. That's why there was no whistle called by the official in that possession.
And now we'll have our first substitution. Rafael Castillo is in for Matt Bangel for the Huskies, and Quante Berry in for Hasir Miller very early on.
Yeah, it's a rare sight to see Hasir Miller come out this early. Don't know if he's tired from Saturday's game or Adam Fisher wants to save his reps for Sunday against Albany.
And a takeaway, Picarelli gets it over to Berry. Berry gives it up for Settle. Settle driving in on Nelson, and he dips it off for Hoffman, who banks it in 4-2.
Maybe Steve Settle heard us saying that he needed to step up for Julio White tonight. He did that perfect bounce pass right to the paint for Sam Hoffman. Double clutch up, didn't want to go for the dunk, and knocks off the backboard for 2 more for the Owls.
And did a great job of driving by Nelson, and then the great passing play as the Huskies have the ball, now trailing by 6. Temple on a 7-0 run, but that is ended. A 3-ball from Desmond Freeman.
Yeah, from Greensboro, North Carolina, Desmond Freeman, not really one of the ties in Philadelphia. Little 8-hour car ride up to around the Leacore Center, but he looked like he nailed that shot from North Carolina.
Yep, Freeman is leading the Huskies in field goal 3-point percentage at 41% on the season. Hoffman, the same exact corner that Picarelli and Settle both hit it from. He hits it from there. Temple has 14 points. 9 of them, Liam, are from that far corner.
Yeah, that's Jake Nelson. He's not moving over from the lower block in front of the Huskies bench, and Hoffman has nails it this time. Was coming up short in his 3-point attempts on Saturday.
Now Nelson tries to force an inside pass. He couldn't get it, got it right back to him, and then just threw it off of Hoffman. That will send us to a break. Temple up 14-8, 14:50 left here in the first quarter, in the first half. Welcome back to the Leacora Center. Temple up 14-8 on Bloomsburg, and Liam and I got to talk to Bloomsburg head coach Chris Best, who is now in his 2nd season with the Huskies. Bloomsburg is 3-29 under Coach Best just in his 2nd season, but he just said that how this is a great opportunity for his guys to know what it's like to play against a Division I program and just be in Philadelphia Bloomsburg has 14 out of their 18 guys on the roster from the state of Pennsylvania, 2 guys from New Jersey, so they're very familiar with the area. And 25 out of their 29 games this season are in the state of Pennsylvania as well, so they're just getting accustomed to the area.
Yeah, he talked about the off-court mentality of the guys and relationships. It just goes a long way, especially coming to a court historic as Temple with Coach Cheney, Coach Dunphy, and now an Adam Fisher new lead squad.
Yeah, and they even have 2 guys from Philadelphia themselves. Desmond Freeman is not one of those guys. He just heaved up a 3 that airballed, and it goes out of bounds in favor of Temple. Shot clock was winding down.
Apologies for that if you heard the boom next to us, but that came short. Desmond Freeman trying to do too much on that possession. You don't need a sidestep crossover. Just follow through the ball.
Zion Stanford driving in. The reigning freshman AAC of the week misses a bunny hop layup, and it's rebounded by the Huskies.
Yep.
Quickly pushing the pace like we've talked about. 20 seconds here on the shot clock. Driving in Castillo. He was the first one off the bench, and he draws a foul.
Yeah, Castillo trying to go right towards the paint. That's where Temple's kind of allowing it. Looks like Steve Settles down there along with Sam. Apologies. Shane Dezzoni's checked in too. Now Sarah Miller checking for Jordan Riley. Again, Steve Settles acting as the center, if you want to call it, for the Owls, and trying to lean off so if they go up for the shot, it can be blocked near against the backboard or Temple gets back in the offensive possession.
And now more substitutions as Freeman and Castillo will both head off.
It's like hockey substitution.
Yeah, Jager Dressler comes in for the Huskies. He's played in every game this season off the bench for them. And now with the ball is Sam Howes. Howes gets it in for Henderson. Henderson pulls up on Steve Settle. No good. Rebound. Fight for the ball, but it's picked up by Dezzoni. Matt Bangel put in a good effort for it. Dezzoni gives it over to Settle. Settle on the far side, gives it to Miller at the top of the key. Miller driving in on Bangel, and he misses the layup.
Mr. Miller, for so small he is, and actually a really definition of a guard, he doesn't need to be looking for body contact for layup. It could just be a floater down there beyond the restricted area. He doesn't need to try and do too much for Temple tonight.
Sam Howes is fouled in the paint as more substitutions for the Owls. Sam Hoffman comes to the scorer's table.
Yeah, Miller has 10-plus points in all 7 games so far for Temple's second leading scorer in the American Athletic Conference, averaging 18 points a game. But that's where the trouble starts to step in. And when he drives towards the paint, he's better from beyond the arc, even a 1-2 step in from the three-point line.
Excuse me, it's Nelson going to the free throw line, shooting it at a 63% clip this season. He hits on the first one, as now Hoffman will come in for Settle.
Yeah, I'm already liking Adam Fisher doing substitutions along with the Huskies. Both these teams have depth. You're not going to see the same starting 5 out there for near 30 minutes. That's a good thing. Mr. Miller also has played close to 38 minutes per game, a true Ironman for the Owls. And we expect to see him out there probably for the rest of the first half.
And he's now bringing the ball up for the Owls, getting the play signals from Adam Fisher in his first season with the Owls from Penn State as an assistant coach under Mika Shrewsbury. And there's an offensive foul called on Zion Stanford. That's his first. That will send it the other way.
Yeah, Tony Henderson does a good job of shuffling his feet, following Zion Stanford around, not giving him enough room. That's why Stanford gets called for the offensive foul and the push off. All credit to do for Henderson for the Huskies.
And so Stanford heads to the bench. Jordan Riley quickly back in. So, yeah, a lot of substitutions very quickly. There's a 3-ball. That is off the mark. That was out of the hands of Howes. Jordan Riley with the ball. Riley driving in, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line 4-2.
The Temple's just going to push the tempo side. Offensive transition basketball is the key against the Huskies. This Temple's team is much more athletic. You're getting it from Jordan Riley. He's done it twice right tonight. This time learned from his mistake, putting it in between, carrying like a football kind of through. Yeah. And that's why he got the foul as well, a little bit of an arm grab.
Foul is called on Sean Howes. That's his first off the bench. Riley misses the first free throw.
Yeah, that's a second missed free throw of the night. Not even 7 minutes in. So looks like the free throw woos continue to follow Riley at the charity stripe.
And now coming off the bench for the Huskies is Travis Elmore. He'll see his first action of the night. He comes out along with DJ Gordon and Louis Wild. Riley hits on the second, so again, splits a pair at the line. Louis Wild taking the ball up for the Huskies, and Wild, his father is actually a head coach at Holy Family. As that ball trickles out of bounds, it will stay with the Huskies.
It's funny, they already played a Holy Family on November 18th, Bloomsburg, and walked out with the victory 75-73.
Yeah,
so at Thanksgiving dinner, we had Louis Wild probably had bragging rights over his father.
I'm sure he did. To the far corner, now at the top of the key, is Wild. Wild gives it over to Dressler. Dressler finds Matt Bangal, who goes a little scoop and reverse on the layup. 15-12, Temple up 12-28 in the first half.
Yeah, that was pretty up and under over the basket. No slang there, but that's a little bit of jelly, like they like to call it pickups.
Shane Dezzoni driving to the basket and banks it in. 4-2.
Yeah, Dezzoni's an aggressive guard, kind of lengthy. The transfer from Vanderbilt also had his time at St. Joe's, if you want to call it another Philly school, but now finds earning minutes here at Temple, looking to get more increased minutes under Adam Fisher, not like he had last year under former head coach Aaron McKee.
The junior forward is Dezzoni now. There's Bangal, and he gets called for a walk, and that will send us to a break. Under 12 minutes to go in the first half from the Liacouras Center. Temple up 17-12. Welcome back to the Liacouras Center. Temple up by 5. And Liam, the Huskies have looked like they're kind of in this game. They're definitely not going away. And Chris Best said yesterday when we talked to him that with or without Jaleel White, they're going to keep the same game plan, and they've stuck with it. They like to run the offense a lot. They have to look better on the defensive end, and they've kind of shown that tonight.
Yeah, they're 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. You know, they're not going to settle for threes now. That's why they work down in the paint, and that's where Temple lacks a true player. And exactly what you said, pace and space, going to work inside out. And that so far they're following the game plan. They might change if Temple starts to adjust defensively, and that's where the true question is. And see how Coach Best changes offensively.
Dezzoni, Hoffman, Riley, Piccarelli, and Miller, the 5 on the floor for the Owls. Piccarelli at the top of the key, hands it off for Hoffman, who now gets it to Miller. Good ball movement here by the Owls. They get it to Riley on the near corner, who drives baseline. Tried to get it to Miller at the top of the key, but it's taken by Bengal. He goes all the way to the other coast, loses the basketball. It's picked up by Elmore, and his shot is no good, right underneath the basket.
Yeah, that was just a lot of miscues for both teams. Riley just trying to force a pass, and now not looking good in the foul call in the paint on the Huskies.
Temple up by 5, a little over 11 minutes. Asir Miller driving and gets denied. To not go in there, Matt Bengal with his 3rd block of the season. And quickly on the other end, it's Jordan Riley with the swat as DJ Gordon tried to go in. And now Riley on the other end drives with the left hand and gets fouled. We talked about the pace of play, and there it was. 3 consecutive drives, all back to back to back within a span of about 20 seconds, and it sends Riley to the line for the 3rd time tonight.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to a block party, but now I'm experiencing one tonight. Both the ends. Thought it was going to be a jump ball on the other side with a Miller, Matt Bengal block, but they let it play on, and Riley responds right with an aggressive block against the backboard. That is freak athleticism by the Brentwood, New York guard.
Yeah, Jordan Riley got up there, and more substitutions. Taj Thweet checks in for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I like that substitutions right there. Tana Hoffman. Taj Thweet hasn't really touched the court much. Remember, he had to come in for the LaSalle game. Just through the sense the foul trouble the Owls had, and came up with probably the biggest play of the night in that game-saving block. The Owls escaped the Explorers 106-99. Actually, last Wednesday in triple overtime.
Riley finally makes both free throws from the charity stripe, and now he'll get substituted into the bench. Steve Settle back in. Settle guarding DJ Gordon. Gordon drops it down low. A good pass, and wide open was Desmond Freeman, and he banked in the layup.
That's too easy. Zion Stanford has to be out there. My apologies. That was not Zion Stanford. That was Hasir Miller covering inside the paint. Weird to have a guard like that down low. It should be Settle or Taj Thweet.
Steve Settle backing down DJ Gordon in the paint. Kicks it out for Miller. Pump fakes a 3 and now drives in. Drops it off for Dezzoni, who lays it in with the left hand. Count the basket and the foul.
That's a good find by Hasir Miller. This time not going up with it with his left hand. That could have been a missed block. Learning from his mistakes and passes to his co-guard Dezzoni. Goes up strong and gets the whistle.
Foul is on Elmore. His first of the night as Dezzoni heads to the charity stripe.
And a miss off the back of the rim. Free throw trouble continues to follow the Owls.
Yep, another missed free throw for Temple. Up 21-14, a football score. And here's the second time that Settle just read a pass. This time he got blocked, though, by DJ Gordon driving in, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Hasir Miller's foot. So a good defensive play there from DJ Gordon to stop the Steve Settle slam dunk in transition.
Yeah, that might be a Division I awareness by DJ Gordon right there. That's the IQ he has. Instead of going up with his body, putting his hands up, not trying to get the whistle, he swats at the ball when Settle has it by his hip, and that's why there's no whistle on that call.
On the far side, is it with Castillo? Castillo gives it to Wild. Wild step back 3 is off the mark, and Taj Thweet ends up with the rebound.
That was a Wild 3 by Wild.
Asir Miller, kick out to Settle. Settle back to Miller at the top of the key. He'll now drive to his right, looking for Settle. Settle being guarded by Gordon. Coach Best is calling for a double team, but before that, a foul is called on Gordon.
Yeah, DJ Gordon that was lazy effort right there by number 23 on the Huskies. Reached in, poked in, not wanting them to get body down low. It might have been a smart foul, and Coach Bestmeyer just said do it so you don't give up an extra basket, but now facing a little bit of foul trouble.
More substitutions. Jake Nelson and Justin Rodriguez checks in for the first time tonight. And out there with Rodriguez is also Rafael Castillo. The two of them actually went to high school together, as another foul is called on DJ Gordon.
That's right, 2 fouls with 9:30 to go in the first half and still 20 minutes to follow. Probably not what DJ Gordon envisioned his night so far.
Rafael Castillo and Justin Rodriguez both were high school teammates at Morristown Bedard, both from Newark, New Jersey. They were on the same high school team for their junior and senior year when they were on the varsity squad.
Now Temple shooting 1-and-1 because there's another off-ball foul on the pass into Temple shooting from the line the rest of the way in the first half.
Matteo Piccarelli at the line this season. He is leading the Owls from the charity stripe, shooting it at 86%. and he makes the first one.
And that's why. That's how I always do when I shoot free throws. Bend the knees, lift the toes. That's how I was taught. And Piccarelli does the exact same.
That's how they teach you when you're young. And Piccarelli from Italy has certainly learned it even overseas.
Yeah, he used to be from Baltimore when he transferred from UNBC, so coached down there as well.
Now bringing the ball up is Rodriguez for the Huskies. He gets it over to Nelson at the top of the key. Nelson drops it off for Freeman. Freeman being guarded by Quante. Barry blows by him. Now kicks out to DJ Gordon. A wide open corner. Three is off the mark. A fight for the rebound, and Quante Barry ends up with it. Miller now quickly pushing the pace. Kicks it out to Settle. Settle thought about a three. Now he'll drive in on Gordon. Got stripped of it by Gordon. Gordon now on the other end.
Yes, T-Cell didn't like the three. Gordon had a good closeout, extra step in front of his own foot. Knew he wasn't getting that shot off.
Here is Nelson, and it's taken away again by Settle. His third steal of the night. Barry thought he had Taj Reed. It was almost like that triple overtime play, except this time Thweet couldn't corral it.
Yeah, Temple's offense has done really well through 7 games this year of passing the ball, not being selfish, going up with it, trying to always find extra man, and that time Thweet wasn't ready, and that's why I hit off the shoe and headed right to the bench after that. I don't think Fisher is too happy about that turnover.
Yep, Zion Stanford checks back in. And Liam, how does that kind of affect you as a player? We've seen guys come in and out so frequently tonight.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, just because how you want to keep your momentum or how you're playing offensive, defensively. But this team has been going through it all year. It's not just been a tonight thing. It's been game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, etc. But as a player, I'm not a big fan of it. When I used to play, or as a coach, that's not how I would do. I would just see who's playing well enough. But I think it's for different sets too, on defense and offensive side of the ball.
Huskies inbound the ball to Justin Rodriguez, who's being guarded by Hasir Miller. The Huskies have not scored in over 2 minutes, and they just threw the ball out of bounds, but it was off of the cherry and white, so it will stay with Bloomsburg under the basket, trailing by 9. Just above 8 minutes left to play in the first half from the Liacouras Center. Rodriguez inbounds, gets it right back, being guarded by Miller. Rodriguez with 3, with 2 on the shot clock. He had no idea. And that's just bad basketball from Justin Rodriguez. Bad IQ. He had no idea about the shot clock.
Yeah, that's all.
And he'll come out.
That's all awareness of basketball. You got to keep your eye on the court, who's open in that, but also think that's above the basket, and that's the clock. It's not stopping for anybody.
Yep. Hasir Miller with the ball being guarded by Rafael Castillo. Steve Settle gets it, but gives it right back to Miller. Miller driving in on Castillo with the right hand, the reverse layup. That might have been one of the better finishes all year from Miller, and it puts the Owls up by 11.
Yeah, that's a tough basket for Hasir Miller. Maybe that's going to boost his confidence back up a little bit.
Certainly a lot of guys tonight can get their confidence boosted up, even against a Division II program. There's a 3-ball off the mark. Justin Rodriguez's first shot attempt of the night.
Yeah, it looks like the
Stanford quickly driving in. Oh, that's a tough finish from the true freshman. Just went all the way from half court after he got the ball from Barry and put it in.
Yeah, now the Temple's on a 6-0 run over the past 3 minutes. 1 of 7 of their last field goals from Bloomsburg.
Nearly another turnover. Bloomsburg got to slow things down, even though they're not accustomed to doing it. Ball goes out of bounds. Temple thought it was theirs. It will remain with the Huskies. But the Owls are on a 12-2 run over the last 5+ minutes, and it's given them a 13-point advantage with 7:04 left to play in the first half. Welcome back here on WHIP for the third ever meeting between Temple and Bloomsburg. Temple 2-0 all time. This is the first matchup, though, in over 70 years. These two programs last faced off in 1949. Temple is 2-0. They won in 1949, 65-42, and 2 years earlier, 58-35. We'll definitely see a lot more points being scored today than we saw then. But over the last 5 minutes, we've only seen the Huskies score 2 points. Liam, what's picked up for Temple defensively?
Yeah, it's just a lot of turnovers for the Huskies. Looks like they're trying to abandon the pace and space game and trying to stay at pace with Temple by chucking up the 3-ball, and that's not how you're going to keep this game close. I don't think they're expecting a win, but going into halftime with a single-digit deficit might be the goal today.
And Chris Best said that he would be willing to change the game plan, and there's the second shot clock violation in the last 2 minutes for the Huskies. And 3 more substitutions come in for them.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Best, I'm looking to call a timeout, regather. I know you just had a media timeout, but that's another, you got to be aware of the clock. That might be a coaching issue too on the players. You got to drop a play. You don't need to play ISO ball in that scenario.
Along with Louis Wild, Kyle Saglabin, and Mo Richards check in for the first time tonight as Asir Miller misses from just outside the paint. And the rebound is taken away by Matt Bangel. Bangel had the ball poked away from behind by Barry, and now it's a 3-on-1. Miller to Stanford, who lays it in with the left hand. It's a 15-point lead for the Owls.
Yeah, it's a 3-1 in transition. It's hard to screw that one up, and that's Stanford. Stanford was rewarded with the points that time. It could have been Barry for the easy backboard layup.
Zion Stanford certainly has looked well. Now in just 4 minutes, as there's a takeaway. Temple with the ball. Hasir Miller driving in. Had the open layup, but he kicked it out to Stanford in the corner. One more pass for Picarelli's 3, which is good. Timeout, Bloomsburg.
Yeah, that's the ball movement Temple needed. Picarelli finding the three-point arc. This guy that came over from UMBC and Italy, the true three-point sharpshooter that Temple really wanted to have over the past couple of years. And maybe it's the game that he gets things going. I know it's a D2 opponent, but momentum and superstition, that's a real thing for basketball players. Maybe I could carry over for rest of the game contest and Sunday in Brooklyn against Albany.
Temple has made 5 of its last 6 shots. They are on a 17-2 run that has opened up an 18-point advantage with 5:54 in the first half, and everything has looked well for the Owls. And I don't feel like it's been one guy in particular that has been getting the job done. It feels like a true team effort tonight.
Yeah, maybe they're adapting. Diane Richardson's equal opportunity offense from the women's team. Everyone's getting the ball. Everyone's trying to get looks at the basket. Picarelli leads the way with 8 points tonight, and I'm sure that won't stay the same as the final buzzer rings in the second half.
Bangel, Wild, Richards, Dylan Harris now out there for the first time tonight, along with Saglabin. Out for the Huskies, it's Barry, Miller, Picarelli, Hoffman, and Stanford for the Owls. Here is Dylan Harris. Harris gives it over to Wild. Wild being guarded by Barry, takes a 3, and it's airballed, and Miller will just watch it fall out of bounds. Has Sam Hoffman just did a little tumble salt. I think he got shoved by Mo Richards.
Yeah, that's just a bad point guard play right there. You got to facilitate the ball, dish it to someone else in the corner, or just try and get towards the middle. That's the shot that Temple wants all night taking. That's just frustration kicking in for the Huskies.
Yep, trailing by 18. Miller looking for Picarelli again. Thought about the 3, and now he'll give it over to Stanford. Stanford to the corner. Quante Berry heaves one up, and it's rebounded by Wild. He tried to throw it off of Hoffman as his body was taking him out of bounds. Fight for the rebound now again, and it's tipped in by Sam Hoffman. What a play after a missed Picarelli 3.
That's Wild again. If I'm Best, that might be the substitution. I'm calling for someone to take out Wild. It's 2 bad shots to the basket. Now a turnover on yourself, saving the ball.
Well, yeah, 3 Huskies just headed to the scores table to check in. Wild will heave up another Wild 3. It's off the mark. Hasir Miller with the rebound.
Yeah, this game's going to start out of hand early. If Huskies want to just keep it within their own tempo, you're down by 20. There's 24 minutes left and counting, a little bit of change too. But just simple, like I said, pace and space, work inside. Temple might have adjusted to that. And now we're seeing their center come in, Emmanuel Akpomo, someone I want to see get minutes tonight. And now we're going to hopefully see it the rest of the stretch in the first half.
Yep, Emmanuel Akpomo has played in 4 games this season as Zion Stanford heads to the line. Stanford from the charity stripe shooting 72% on the season, but he misses that first one.
Yeah, it's another missed free throw. I mean, you're up by 20. I'm not lowering my head about it, but still.
Yeah, missed free throws are missed free throws. You're going to look at it.
Ridiculous run by Bloomsburg. Could buy Temple with those missed free throws, but I'm going to say that's unlikely to occur.
Riley and DeZoni also check in along with Akpomo as Stanford goes 1 of 2 from the stripe. 21-point lead for the Cherry and White. Louis Wild still in the game, Liam.
Yeah, I'm here. The crowd's chanting some, I wouldn't say jester, but offensive basketball term at Wild, and I'm going to agree with them. I'm not going to repeat it because it's slang, but it's true.
Dressler just threw the ball right to Zion Stanford, and again, Stanford drives to the basket and banks it in for 2.
That's what Stanford and Riley do so well. They use good body control going up with it. They're not just chucking up against the basket, praying for physics to put it in. They're just using their body, and that's just soft touch.
And I think they also know when and when not to drive into the paint as Louis Wild hits the floater from inside the paint. They always recognize if they have a driving lane, if not to pull it out, and when to do so. Miller, wide open layup. He missed it. But Jordan Riley gets the rebound, kicks it right back to Miller, who finds DeZoni for a 3-ball, and it is good for Shane DeZoni.
Yeah.
His 3rd 3 of the season.
Miller redeems himself right there with that nice assist, too. But basketball is like a weird sport. Sometimes you're going to get that, miss that easy layup and make the hard contested layup. And that's exactly what happened to Miller so far tonight.
Wild heaves up another shot, and that one is pure for 2.
See, just take an extra step in, 1 or 2 extra steps in from the arc, and it's going to be your knockdown jumper. It's a pretty J from Wild this time.
Louis Wild is the only Husky on the floor currently to have scored tonight. He's got 4. Hasir Miller, a 3, is off the mark. Offensive rebound by Emmanuel Akpomo, and he gets fouled on the floor. With 2:57 left in the first half, it's Temple up big, 40-18 over Bloomsburg. Under 3 minutes to play here as the Owls are up 40-18 on Bloomsburg. And Emmanuel Okpomo will go to the line. Temple currently in the single bonus, so we'll see what Okpomo can do from the stripe. He has not attempted a single free throw on the season.
Yeah, Temple on a 21-4 run, trying to extend it to maybe make it 22 or 23 for Temple. Temple's also 7-11 from the free throw line.
Okpomo out there with Settle, Dezzoni, and Quante Berry are the 5 on the floor for the Owls. Okpomo misses the free throw, and it's rebounded by the double-double machine, Jake Nelson. Louis Wild gives it over to Tony Henderson. Henderson has played in all 6 games for the Huskies, started in 4 of them, but has not started in the last 3 games, goes up and misses the 2-point shot attempt.
Yeah, I like Jordan Riley bringing up the ball. It's kind of change of pace because you don't know what he's going to do. If he's going to kick it out, he's going to drive. It kind of keeps the defensive players for their other respective team on their heels. And I think that's what Adam Fisher needs to kind of envision. It's kind of just putting a blueprint together for this game tonight and how you can work different game plans against different teams.
Okpomo was calling for it down low. They got it to him, and now trying to do a pick and roll with Riley. The pass gets deflected by Bengal. And Riley had to heave up a 3, and it is good it's a long 2, excuse me, for Jordan Riley.
Yeah, I'm looking back at the replay. I think his toe was on the line, saw the refs holding 2 by his hip, and I think got the right call right there.
Nelson driving in on Okpomo, who stands ground. Nelson still throws up the shot, and it's rebounded by Settle. Good defensive possession there for Emmanuel Okpomo.
Yeah, this is not the Jake Nelson we thought we would be getting tonight. Only 2 points, and that was his first field goal attempt around the court. 0 for 1. Only has 2 points from the free throw line, but has 5 rebounds.
Yeah, and Jake Nelson, we mentioned it earlier, coming into the game, averaging 12.2 rebounds. That leads all of Division II. And his top 10 throughout entirety of college basketball is now the official close the whistle as DJ Gordon and Steve Settle fall to the floor.
Yeah, Steve Settle kind of just looked like he shoved DJ Gordon like a football move, like it was a ball, both trying to dive on it and lower his shoulders. But as far as there was no foul call by the official there, but he did take the official timeout because Gordon looks like to come off the court limping a little bit. Or he's staying on.
Yeah, DJ Gordon staying on, as is Steve Settle. Temple up by 24 points with under 90 seconds left to play before halftime.
While there was some concern about Temple getting out rebound by Bloomsburg, they're up 21-13, again grabbing boards and has 5 offensive rebounds.
Riley tried to hit Settle and went off of his left hand and out of bounds, so the Huskies will take over.
Yeah, these last minute and 7 seconds, I would just try and get 2 possessions, hopefully knock down 3 if you're Bloomsburg, and cut it within 18 is my best guess. Or even any basket counts for good. You don't need to settle for a 3.
DJ Gordon with the ball. Spin move goes up and gets denied by Okpomo. Emmanuel Okpomo with his first rejection of the season, and Settle gave it right to Matt Bengal. Bengal driving in, tries to dunk it in, but is fouled by Settle after he turned the ball over. He fouls Bengal, so at least no easy points that the Owls are allowing.
Yeah, took the words right out of my mouth. Steve Settle, great hustle play by the transfer from Howard, not giving up on it, but I think he was a step too late, and that's why his body went into Bengal on the way up, and that's why the whistle was called.
That will send Bengal to the line 4-2. A 73% shooter coming into the night, and he knocks down the first one. He's now 3 of 3 here tonight as Zion Stanford will check in for Steve Settle.
I've just never been a big fan of that. When someone comes in for someone else, substitutes within a minute to go, just finish out the half. Like 43 seconds won't kill you. Maybe that's just, and Fisher's going to call a timeout to probably drop a play, maybe hone in for a 3, and probably Al's last possession of the first half.
Yeah, I think it's Adam Fisher just trying to get his guys adjusted to maybe like, all right, try and go for maybe a 2-for-1 here. We'll see if Temple tries to practice that with 43 seconds on the game clock, 30 on the shot clock. Maybe they want to push the pace and try and practice it with even some of their bench players.
Yeah, not a lot has gone wrong for Temple in this first half. I think they're controlling it the way they're playing. 10 assists, passing it all around, 13 points off turnovers. 9 turnovers, a little concerning, but also you're shooting over anything 40% from the floor. Temple's 56% tonight. You got to hang your head up high, go to the locker room.
It will be Riley, Stanford, Akpomo, Barry, and Dezzoni. The Owls on the floor for the final 43.4 seconds. For the Huskies, it's Bangel, Nelson, Freeman, Castillo, and DJ Gordon. Barry quickly bringing the ball up, so maybe they are going for that 2-for-1. Barry just goes right in, but gets denied by DJ Gordon. So that is exactly what Adam Fisher tried to do, a 2-for-1 opportunity, and Quante Barry just got denied going in on DJ Gordon. Gordon now has 6 blocks on the year. That leads all of Bloomsburg.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness from Adam Fisher right there. Not trying to hang low by giving them an extra possession, but really want to keep the Bloomsburg on their heels.
Barry lobs it up for Riley, who can't connect from the left side of the basket. And now the Huskies with about a 4-second different shot clock to game clock. Chris Best is telling them to slow things down, so they'll hold for 1. As Desmond Freeman at the top of the key, Jordan Riley calls a foul and jumps in the air in his own frustration.
Yeah, you have a foul to give there. Now, I mean, Bloomsburg's going to get the final shot of the half, but instead of getting beat, it's a good call. Maybe a little bit of a light call by the ref because I didn't see a lot of hands within the facility of the ball, but I think it was just body on body.
Shot clock now off. Temple up by 22 points. Desmond Freeman with 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Gets doubled by Akpomo, and Akpomo forced him to step out of bounds, and the Owls will take over.
That's a great awareness play by Akpomo. Looking, he's going towards the sideline. That's like the biggest no in basketball in this last possession. You want to go to the center of the court because exact scenario what happened right there.
Jordan Riley with 3 seconds heaves up a 3. It is off the mark. Bangel with the rebound. They'll heave up a half-court shot. That did not go off before the buzzer. So it's halftime here for the final time in 2023 at the Liacouras Center. It's Temple up 42-20 over Bloomsburg. Time here at the Liacouras Center. Temple with a halftime lead of 42-20. And Temple, Liam, they have had 4 halftime leads this season, and they have won every single one of those games. They're 4-0. When they haven't led at halftime is their 3 losses. So looks like they are in safekeeping. This is also their largest halftime lead, the 22-point advantage over the Huskies. And ever since Jalil White went out with the hand injury the last 3 games, Jordan Riley and both Zion Stanford have really impressed the Owls after the halftime break, including that triple overtime match against LaSalle.
Yeah, I mean, just touching your first point, the 4 games that Temple has won, leading at halftime, just shows Adam Fisher's squad is a team that wants to be playing up for most of the game, and not a team that can come back from a deficit, and that's why they've lost respectively to Columbia, Ole Miss, and St. Joe's. I mean, like you said, I think they're in safekeepings tonight. Knock on wood. I don't think there's a reason why Bloomsburg should crawl back into this game. Maybe a little early on. Temple will readjust. But yes, you mentioned Joe White's absence. Steve Settle, in retrospect, he has 5 points tonight. Looks like he's playing a better game all around than he did on Saturday. Might not tell him the box score, but you can see it across the tonight. But Zion Stanford, 7 points respectively, and Jordan Riley, 6. Still, those are the 2 guys that are really combining for everything that Temple needs to see. And the true freshman from West Catholic, I think, is carving out a role on this team, if not as a true, third scoring option, but the true number 1 scoring option for the Owls.
Yeah, and for Jordan Riley, the last 3 games after halftime, so yes, this does include a triple overtime affair, Riley is averaging over 10 points per game. And Zion Stanford in late game scenarios, a combined 48 minutes played after halftime in the last 3 games, averaging 8.3 points, 5.3 rebounds on 9 of 13 shooting from the field, and just 1 total turnover. He has been phenomenal in late game situations.
I don't think there's going to be a time where this game has to get to a late game situation.
You're right.
I mean, again, there's 20 minutes of basketball, and we know college basketball pretty well. It's never over till the final buzzer goes off, especially in Temple's sense. But there's no reason why the starters. I think the starters shouldn't be playing most of the second half. I think you guys see what you have on the bench, like they did versus the first game of the year against UMass. You're 20 minutes left to go. I think you get a lead within 30 with 5 minutes. 5 minutes in, it's time for the bench to close out the game.
Yeah, they most likely won't. Temple does start the second half with their starting 5 on the floor as Sam Hoffman bodying down low. Nelson will kick it out to Picarelli for a 3. No good, and the rebound is corralled by DJ Gordon. Gordon over to Wild, drops it down low for Bangel. Bangel tried to get it back to Gordon down low, but it's out of bounds off of Temple.
Yeah, that's better defense down low than Temple had in the first half. I think that in the first half, going the opposite way, that's a basket for Bengal. But stepping into it was Hoffman and Settle closing it off. So that's why I try to kick an extra pass, and it's going to stay their ball.
Bengal out there with Nelson, Wild, Gordon, and Freeman, the 5 on the floor for Bloomsburg. Down low for Nelson. He gets double teamed. Now Temple will drop out of that, and it forces a turnover, though, and it's taken away by Steve Settle.
Yeah, we haven't called Nelson's name out a lot in the first half. I doubt it's going to change any different in the second half as how close Sam Hoffman is playing on him tonight.
Nelson just 2 points, and there's another basket for Sam Hoffman.
Just an easy pick on a roll. Nelson does not adjust to it, and Hoffman, hey, instead of dunking it, takes a layup.
Hoffman now at 7 points on the night. And he's just done a phenomenal job guarding Jake Nelson, who only has 5 rebounds on the night, too. Hoffman tips that one away from Nelson, and it's into the hands of Hasir Miller. Miller quickly driving in, going up. Oh, denied. Do not go in there. DJ Gordon said, get that out of here.
Yeah, DJ Gordon showing off his athleticism. It's a bad shot by Hasir Miller. He does not need to be going up for it from that far away from the basket. From the American logo on the court, there's no reason why Gordon shouldn't have blocked it. And you can hear it from here.
Second block of the night for Gordon. He's definitely trying to show Adam Fisher what he had at Penn State. Riley, the reverse layup, no good. Oh, that would have been pretty for Jordan Riley.
Yeah, trying to do an up and over in the basket again like we saw from Bloomsburg, but now Riley kind of took like a tumble down the ground.
Quickly on the other end, DJ Gordon missed. Hasir Miller behind the back pass, and he finds Riley, who lays it in.
Yeah, Temple trying to have some fun now. Makes up for that missed layup. Riley, I'm surprised he didn't dunk it that time, but both counts as much. 2 points.
Might turn into a Harlem Globetrotter game soon.
Have you ever watched the Harlem Globetrotters, Hayden?
I actually have. You know, they've come here to the Liacouras Center every year that we've been here, Liam.
And that's where you've seen them?
That's the only time I've seen the Harlem Globetrotters. I've seen them twice. Oh! Jordan Riley, another block. Nelson heaves up a three. That's no good.
Yeah, it's becoming a block party that we saw in the first half. I think I didn't get to attend my usual when I go to the Blueberry Bash, but I'm feeling the Broad Street Bash tonight.
Just 2 blocks on the night for Temple, 3 for the Huskies. Miller over to Piccarelli. Piccarelli to Settle. Steve Settle. Settles for a 3, but it's off the mark.
Bad shot selection. You didn't need to wide that. You had 20 seconds on the shot clock. You got to work that one down in the paint.
Yeah, and I think Temple is just kind of playing pickup basketball here, as are the Huskies, as DJ Gordon just threw up a 3 ball.
Yeah, ugly start to the second half. I didn't expect much out of these both teams starting, especially with the lead how it is. But I expect more smart basketball from Bloomsburg trying to cut into the lead. It might not walk out with a victory, but you got to keep your head up high, and that's all momentum.
The turnover for Temple, and now Rafael Castillo will check in for Matt Bangel.
And a poor statistic to show off, 7%, 1 of 14 from beyond the arc is Bloomsburg shooting tonight.
Yep, they are 1 of 14 from beyond the arc. Temple is 5 of 14, just about 36% shooting from the 3-point line. There's a layup attempt from Desmond Freeman. That's no good. Good defensive possession from Steve Settle, who now thought about a 3. He'll drive in and bank in the layup 4-2 from the left side.
That's the length of Steve Settle kicking in, just the athletic ability to go up with that funky layup.
Gordon quickly gets it down low to Nelson, and another rejection by Jordan Riley. Oh my, he's throwing himself his own block party.
Yeah, it's a sheer athleticism thing for Riley. It's the same thing he had in high school. You can put anybody on and he's flying by you, throwing down East Bay between the leg dunks, but this time rising up and showing his vertical against the backboard mid-air. His hand's going to be beat red after tonight.
Louis Wild settles things down with the first 2-point basket of the second half for the Huskies. 48-22, 16 minutes left to go in the second half. Hoffman, good ball movement from Temple, finds Miller, no good. Settle tried to tip in the rebound, but it was off the mark, and Nelson picks up his 6th rebound of the night. Wild driving in on Piccarelli. Step back from the free throw line is pure. Louis Wild is now at 4 points here in the second half. Yeah, all 4 for the Huskies.
Yeah, Wild's come back down to earth a little bit, not trying to take those too many contested threes and play hero ball, but sometimes just trying to be a little smart shot selections.
Again, good ball movement being displayed by Temple. Jordan Riley, fade away, mid-range jump shot is good for 2.
Yeah, now that adds Riley to double figures on the night. Second straight game, might be even the 3rd or 4th straight game with double figures. Riley's doing everything offensively and defensively.
Coming off of a career-high 20 points. And a foul is called on the Owls with 15:08 in the second half. Temple up 50-24 over Bloomsburg. Jordan Riley has been putting on a clinic on both ends of the floor tonight at 10 points. It's the first time in his career where he has had 4 consecutive games with at least double-digit scoring, coming off of a career-high 20 points in his last outing, and also a career-high tonight with 3 blocks. Liam, what have we seen from him tonight?
It's just sheer athleticism. This is the kid I watched play high school basketball, and now he's playing to Division I level. I know it's a Division II school, but it just shows you why Adam Fisher was so intent on recruiting him to Temple. He just brings something else to the table. It doesn't need to be true savvy guard play, a big, but something you can put him all around everywhere.
Out of the timeout, Rafael Castillo, who is just 5 of 7 from beyond the arc from the three-point line on the season, hits a three-pointer, so a good draw from Chris Bess.
Yeah, it's interesting how the guards for Temple have not played great tonight. Riley's going to get a foul right there to go chance knock down 2 at stripe, make up for his free throw line woos. But Hasier Miller got checked out for Quante Berry. Point I want to bring up, 3 turnovers and 1 of 9 from around the floor for Miller. Only 2 points. I wouldn't say we're going to start seeing a regression from Miller, but from his hot start in the first couple of games, now coming back down to earth, is there a little concern right there for Miller, Hayden?
I think just Hasier Miller obviously not playing as many minutes tonight, too, definitely throws a factor into it. But I think the offense kind of runs around him, especially without Jaleel White. He's really their only true playmaker that we've seen. I mean, obviously, Jordan Riley has looked really special since White has exited. But I think with Hasier Miller being as kind of guard play dominant as Jordan Riley takes it away, driving in with left or with the right hand, no good. But Quante Berry finishes the layup. I'm not sure if there was a foul called on Riley.
Yeah, it was. He got another 2. It's just he's all over the court.
He is everywhere, Liam.
That's just a freak nature. You can't teach that. You can teach everything else about basketball, but how you come into this game, it's unteachable.
And obviously a lot of Temple being up tonight, now up 53-27, has to do with obviously they're playing a Division II program where they're a lot more talented and more versatile and athletic. But free throws are the same, and Liam, tonight, Jordan Riley is now 7 of 9 from the line after going 5 of 9 against St. Joe's. I know it's only 2 more free throws, but that is a pretty significant increase.
Yeah, it's a confidence thing over the games. They're called free throws for a reason. It's supposed to be 3 points for your team. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what Adam Fisher does during practice. I don't know if he makes them shoot 100 or they can't leave the gym till they make them and a couple in a row. But that's just something to hold on, especially going into conference play. They still head down to Hawaii, where they might get into closer games, and those free throws become more crucial. Obviously not tonight, but something to look forward to.
Tony Henderson connects from beyond the arc for 3. 54-29, Temple up. 14 minutes and change to go in the contest. Zion Stanford driving in on House and kind of floats away, fading. And it's off the mark.
It's a good defensive possession by House, putting his hand in Zion Stanford's face, not looking at anything else but the ball and following it in the air.
Castillo gets double-teamed by Hoffman and Riley. They now back off as he sends it over to Henderson on the far corner. Nelson, pump fake now, driving in. Count the basket and 1. That's the best play we've seen all night from the double-double machine, Jake Nelson.
Yeah, it's just a quick 2 steps, dribble right to the basket on the baseline, goes up strong with it. And maybe that's why Jake Nelson is called a double-double machine that Hayden just said. And it's a strong finish. Maybe get his confidence up so far tonight. It may not lead a comeback, but maybe add some more points to his box score in the last 13 minutes.
Nelson will head to the charity stripe where he's 2 of 2 tonight. Trying to add to his total, see if he can get that double-double, now only at 7 points as the and 1 and the made free throw. Shane Dezzoni back out there for the Cherry and White. Hasier Miller bringing up the ball. Gives it over to Dezzoni and gets it back to Miller. Miller going to his right for Settle at the top of the key. Dezzoni now driving in on Henderson. The layup, not sure if it was airballed or tipped. Dezzoni ended up back with it, threw the ball up, and got it to go.
Yeah, a little bit of a circus shot. I don't know if he was looking not to touch it until one of the Huskies players touched it because he lost possession in the air, but still got to go down through the net.
Travis Elmore in the corner for Bloomsburg. Gets it over all the way to the other corner for Henderson. Henderson drops it down low and denied by Settle.
You can't, yeah, that's never going to be an easy basket for Dressler. Cecil just has the wingspan of someone you don't want to see. Could probably reach across the backboard like that, and you're trying to go up with him 1-on-1. That's never going to end right in your favor. But Temple's done a good job of following their assignments on defense, calling out screens, switching off players, something they didn't do last game well enough.
Ball gets inbounded to Elmore, who drops it off for Wild. Wild down to Bengal and throws it over to the top of the key. Good ball movement here by the Huskies, but Wild has to heave up a three as the shot clock was winding down, and the rebound comes to the palms of Jordan Riley. Riley quickly over to Stanford. Stanford driving in, count the basket, and the foul for Zion Stanford.
Yeah, it's a perfect step through by Zion Stanford. Goes up with it. Don't know if that's warranted a foul call by Dressler, but he's able to get the whistle and is rewarded with two and can add to double figures along with Riley tonight for the Owls.
Yep, Stanford can get 2 double figures if he connects on the free throw. We'll see if he can get a career high, because in each of his last 3 games, he has recorded a career high in each of those subsequent games. He had 14 against Ole Miss, 15 against LaSalle, and then in his last outing against St. Joe's had 19. But he does miss the free throw there. So still at 9 points on the night. Not sure if he'll get that 20-point mark for the first time in his very young collegiate career. Down low for Elmore, and he gets fouled.
Well, I remember going into the season that really none of us over here calling the game or part of the radio, maybe even media members, expected Zion Stanford as much of an immediate impact that he did. Kind of question if you want to stay at Temple after Aaron McKee got dismissed as head coach last year, and Adam Fisher told him, stay, we're going to build something special. And it looks like he had full trust from the coaching staff and is already being an impact scorer.
Wow, this is very weird. Travis Elmore is 4 or 5 from the charity stripe on the season. He makes another one. But I've never seen a player, Liam, stand all the way on the right side. Usually you're centered up with the basket. Travis Elmore is all the way as far right as you can get on the free throw line.
Hey, whatever works, works. Knocked down 2 of them. Look, I didn't think... Rick Barry's son, Canyon Barry, did it at
the underhand.
At Florida.
At Florida, yeah.
It works. I'm not going to bring up Jackie Moon, Will Ferrell's famous character, shooting underhand free throws, but if it goes in, it goes in.
And Shane Dezzoni will heave up a 3. That goes off the back of the iron. Jordan Riley came flying in. Tried to grab the rebound, didn't end up with it. And then a foul is called on Zion Stanford. That's his second.
Yeah, Riley's got to be careful with you're up by so much. You don't need to be flying around the court as much as you do. God forbid an injury.
Under 12 minutes left to go here from the Liacouras Center. It's Temple up by 24 over Bloomsburg. Welcome back to the Liacouras Center. Hayden Bandel alongside Liam Gianelli. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday evening as Temple is up big on Bloomsburg, 58-34, Division II program. Under 12 minutes left to play in the contest.
Yeah, a little bit of Miley Cyrus bobbing throughout the Liacouras Center.
5 on the floor for the Owls are Stanford, Miller, Riley, Hoffman, and Dezzoni. And for Bloomsburg, it's Elmore, Bengal, Wild, Gordon, and Dressler. Gordon was in some trouble, but now finds Elmore down low, and he banks it in on the assist from Matt Bengal.
Yeah, I like the trap at half court on DJ Gordon, like Temple try to approach, but you got to lean off him and got to follow someone else. Someone's going to be open down low in that set. It's basically a 5-on-4, and that's exactly why Huskies are able to score 2 in that possession.
Asir Miller drives to the basket, has the ball stripped from him. It goes out of bounds and will stay with the cherry and white, and they will inbound underneath the basket.
Interesting that Fisher continues to apply pressure on defense, not taking a slow approach to it, kind of keep the tempo and intensity up. Something that maybe Fisher wants to attempt more in his game plan going forward.
Stanford nearly had the ball taken away by Dressler, but he gets it back, drives to the basket, and has another and one opportunity.
Yep, it's just easy as that. Steps through again and goes strong with it. They just have a knack of looking at the basket and not looking for the whistle at all. And you got to finish strong. You're going to be rewarded with that. Something that's been a transition from last year's team to this year's team is that it's no shots towards the players that were here last year, but a lot of them are trying to play hero ball. Remember, there's only one basketball on the court. You're going to be rewarded with if you go up strong, if you're not looking for the whistle. And that's what Zion Stanford and Jordan Riley have been doing tonight.
Stanford makes the free throw, now 6 of 7 from the charity stripe. Or, 5 of 7. And down low, Elmore kicks it over to Wild. Wild, with 10 seconds on the shot clock, slows things down just a bit. We'll see if they know how much time is on the clock. We saw already two shot clock violations already. They do know, and Dressler has to heave up a 3 offensive rebound, though corralled by Bengal. He drives in on Dezzoni, draws a foul, and one on the reverse layup.
Yeah, it's a lazy foul by Dezzoni. Got beat by Bengal and had to extend his arm to pull his jersey back, and that looks like that might be his cue to come on out before the foul shot.
Piccarelli looking to check in, calling over Dezzoni.
Yeah, it's just, if that's like the biggest coach nightmare is when a player gives up on defensive assignment, and exactly why he took him out. It looks like he's already talking to him about what's going on under the basket. Maybe an offensive side too.
Bengal hits the free throw, and now he'll come out for a substitution as Rafael Castillo checks back in, the senior out of Newark, New Jersey. Miller brings the ball up. Just over 10 minutes left to go. Temple up by 22 points. They've kind of kept it at this margin really since halftime, when they went into halftime with a 22-point lead as Piccarelli badly misses on a 3-ball.
Yeah, forgot to mention this earlier, but Piccarelli has something under his elbow. His left elbow looks like it's taped up. Don't know when that occurred. It could have been last Wednesday's game, Saturday's game, or even a game before that, but something to monitor going forward.
Down low is Castillo. He throws it over to Gordon in the near corner, and his 3-ball is no good.
Both teams are shooting very not well from beyond the arc. A combined really 41%, 12% for Bloomsburg, and 29% for Temple. Just Adam Fisher, a vision of a team that can shoot 3-ball, said it in his introductory press conference that we're going to shoot the ball. And I've yet to see a game that really changes that dynamic, especially I thought we were going to be able to see it tonight, but we haven't.
Yeah, we really haven't seen the 3-point ball being shot at a high percentage this season, under 30% tonight, as Freeman is fouled by Jordan Riley. Temple, Liam, as you mentioned, 5 of 17 tonight from beyond the arc. And Freeman makes the first free throw. And Piccarelli will come out as Quante Berry checks back in.
Yeah, I might be a little biased, but I kind of want to see Elmore come back in and shoot free throws from the move over all the way to the left. Like I said, I've really never seen that in person or even in basketball. I mean,
I
mentioned on TikTok, but
yeah, I have never seen anyone shoot the free throws not dead center. You're usually, we talked about how when we saw Piccarelli shooting the free throws, how he said bend your knees and go up with your elbows. But usually when you're young, they also teach you to
lift the toes, bend the knees, lift the toes.
Bend the knees, lift the toes.
The elbows. That you have to lift the elbows to shoot a basketball.
Well, yeah, obviously. As there's a 3-ball made as Nelson drills it from beyond the arc.
Maybe Nelson has more to his game than inside the paint. It looks like Adam Fisher's a little frustrated and calls a timeout and grabs the clipboard aggressively.
Yeah, timeout called by Adam Fisher after the Jake Nelson 3. It's the first 3 that Nelson hit tonight, and it will send us to a break. Temple up by 19 points, just a little over 9 minutes left to go here from the Liacouras Center. Welcome back to the Liacouras Center. Temple up 63-44 over Bloomsburg University. And Bloomsburg is heading to the free throw line. But yeah, Liam, as we were mentioning before the break, Temple 5 of 17 from beyond the 3-point mark. Bloomsburg isn't shooting a free throw. But yeah, definitely something that we want to see get better, especially with Adam Fisher here as the head coach.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I wouldn't say it's concerning because we're 7 games in.
Quante Berry did inbound the ball to settle, but then the official blew the whistle. Not sure what the holdup here is. The band is still playing.
That's what I'm confused about.
I think it's that the TV maybe is still in immediate timeout, and they're just holding them up. And yeah, that's definitely the case. But now they are ready to go, and the band is still playing. The scores table. Oh no, they're still holding them up. Okay. All right, now we're ready.
I've never seen that. Maybe they were in a TV timeout and they came back a little 20 seconds early.
Yeah.
The 3-point ball. It's 7 games in. You still got conference play to get hot, but it's just a little concerning.
Sear Miller, wide open 3 and right on cue, Liam. He made it.
Yep, 5 points. There's a step back because Sear Miller needs to find a shot through, and he followed through with it and finally ends the drought.
First made 3-ball of the night for Miller, now 1 of 4. From 3-point land. And the Huskies try to answer Rafael Castillo, but he's too strong. And Miller will slow things down.
Yeah, you don't need to just push the tempo. I know you want to make this game fun and play like pickup, but just keep your lead. You don't need anything reckless. Someone gets hurt, foul line. Just play your game.
Sear Miller driving in, just kind of chucked it up there. Somehow ended up with his own offensive rebound. Gets it over to Jordan Riley. A fresh 20 seconds on the shot clock. Sam Hoffman kicks it over to Quante Berry. Straight away, 3 is off the mark.
The more I notice the Sear Miller drive in, he's always looking for the foul. Like I said, you're going to be rewarded if you go up strong. You're not looking at the ref when you're going up to the basket. And that's what Miller's been doing this entire night in the past couple of games as well.
DJ Gordon gives it over to the near corner for Nelson. being guarded by Hoffman. Kicks it over all the way to the opposite end. Driving in, count the basket, and one for Desmond Freeman. A bad foul there in Quante Berry as Matteo Piccarelli comes over to the scores table.
Yeah, another media timeout.
So that will send us to a break. 7:52. Temple up 66-46. Welcome back to the Liacouras Center. Hayden Bandel alongside Liam Gianelli. Temple up by 20 points. And going to the foul line is Desmond Freeman after an and one opportunity. Freeman this season from the charity stripe is just 9 of 9, so he hasn't missed one all season. But then I had to talk and I jinxed it.
The announcer jinx is a real thing.
They are real. Wherever you go, it is real.
It's 100%. I was just waiting for it. I was like, it's going to roll off the rim, and it 100% did.
I'm just honored to, like, maybe it's not for every announcer, but I'm just honored to be a plum. As Matteo Piccarelli hits yet another 3-ball.
That's a perfect play drawn up by Piccarelli. That's what you're supposed to do. Have a spot-up shooter, take the screen inside the paint from the free throw line, come back up, and just a quick release.
They've used Piccarelli well tonight, and he's been efficient. 3 of 6 from the three-point land. Piccarelli is leading the American Athletic Conference in terms of three-pointers made per game, and that average will go up tonight.
I know you usually feed me the questions, Hayden, but Temple's only up by 23 with 7 minutes left to go. A little bit.
You're going to ask me, when do you take everyone out?
No, well, in that sense, yeah, that's my second question. But also, did you expect more of a blowout in a sense?
I did. I thought once they went up by 22 at halftime, I thought they would really just run the table and make it a non-contest, but they've only outscored Bloomsburg by 1 in the second half. So to answer your question, yeah, I am surprised. I thought Temple would be winning by at least 30, if not 35 points when they had a 22-point lead going on.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same game I envisioned, but when we talked to Coach Best yesterday, he said they were going to be ready. They had a good scout workout. The scout team did a good job of practicing the game plan. Looks like it hasn't changed with no Drilla White. We mentioned the first half, but these guys want to play for each other. I know when it wasn't in the cards tonight, probably at any shot, but just how they could keep it within, even getting within 20, maybe even 10 with 6 minutes to go, shows resilience.
Matt Pangel just fell to the floor, somehow got the shot off. No foul was called, and Temple is taking it the other way. Temple going from left to right here in this second half. Sam Hoffman with the ball at the top of the key. Gets it over to Riley, uses the Hoffman screen, and tried to throw it over to Stanford, who was in the corner on the far side, but just chucked it out of bounds.
Yeah, Riley, that's now his 4th turnover of the night, 16 points, 50% from the floor, 8 rebounds, and also 1 assist, trying to get his double-double. But that's just things that's hard to teach, is that you can't throw a pass like that, a little extra mustard on it at someone's feet. It's just going to add another turnover to the box.
And that's a category that Temple has been very good in keeping good ball control. They've done that very well this season, averaging less than 10 turnovers per game, but tonight they've got 13 of them. And there's a 3 ball by Bengel. It's off the mark, and Miller ends up with it.
Yeah,
Miller.
Just Miller down. You can finish your play-by-play, then I'll go into it.
Well, Miller gives it over to Settle. No good. Shane Dezzoni, though, is there to mop up the floor.
Yeah, turnovers 13. You said Temple's been very well in that category all year, just keeping the ball on their side, keeping it safe and not making ill-advised passes or the extra pass they need to do. But I'm not saying Bloomsburg's not a good team, but a team that knows Temple plays them twice here at conference is going to pick up on that, and it might just result in losses.
Zion Stanford driving in, and he goes up and down with 2 hands for safety.
Now Temple's starting to have fun a little bit. It looks like Bloomsburg is drained out. Looks like the fatigue is starting to kick in.
I think they might have even heard us once we said they should be up by more than 22, 23 points as Bengel airballs the 3.
Yeah, 2 poor shots to 3, both not reaching the rim, both times from Bloomsburg.
Here's Miller driving in, and he banks it home
Now
over Saglabin.
Yeah, scoring drought's going to reach 3 minutes for the Huskies. 9-0 run for Temple. Sierra Miller adding, looks like he's going to try and get close to double digits and closing 7 points. I don't know, I got to fact check this maybe next thing a timeout, but I'm sure everybody tonight that's played touch the court minutes has a basket.
There's a 3 ball that is good for Dylan Harris, his first bucket of the night.
My apologies. Emmanuel Akpomo and Taj Fruit both have 0 points.
And fans here at the Leah Cora Center are chanting tacos. Every time Temple scores 76 points in a home game, fans get free tacos the following day as Hoffman throws it over to Settle in the corner. Very good ball movement here from Temple, and it ends in a Hoffman 3 ball.
And that's tacos!
That is tacos. Not sure if that's also the shot that you want. Hoffman, a 28% shooter this season from 3-point land, but he got it to go.
I think he heard the crowd chanting tacos, and now they get to go to Cordova. I don't know if that's where I want to get my tacos. If it was Chipotle, I might have showed my voucher, but tacos are tacos.
Following the 3 ball, Chris Best will take a timeout, and with less than 4 minutes left to go from the Leah Cora Center, Temple has opened up a lead, and they've made their last 4 shots. We'll be right back here on WHIP. Welcome back to the Liacouras Center. Hayden Bandel alongside Liam Gianelli. And Temple, once we said that, or Liam, once you posed the question to me, you think Temple should be up more, they kind of heard us, and they've opened up their largest lead of the night. It's 29.
Yeah, they heard that. Maybe down low in the missed free throw, the announcer jinx is real.
I think it definitely is.
Maybe the commentators actually have power over the game and how it plays out.
Liam, you can't display our secrets.
Oh, my apologies. You can cut that part. We
Please.
have a bit of a delay.
Foul is called as Louis Wild got tripped.
Yeah, it looks like the starters are done for tonight. Still Steve Settle in there. I'd like to see Emmanuel Akpomo close out the last 3 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah, they do. Adam Fisher does have Taj Thweet in there. Thweet's only seen limited action this year. He's played a total this season for the Owls of 3 games. A redshirt junior, went to the same high school as Jalil White at Wildwood Catholic. First free throw from Wild is good. Louis Wild now leads all Husky scorers with 9 points and make it 10. The only Husky in double figures.
Yeah, Wild 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. Obviously not the night that he was hoping to have, but still playing hard, and that's all you can ask for from best of squad.
Wild came into the night shooting 31% from three-point territory as Steve Settle tries to knock down a 3. It's no good. The rebound gets fought for out of bounds, and it will go the other way in favor of Bloomsburg.
Now, with a trip to Barclays Center, Hayden, you, and Jake Gable, and Andrew Mayo will be there for WHIP calling it and providing coverage. Is there anything that you want to see Temple do better than they did tonight? Because you'll be on the call.
I will be on the call, me and Jake Gable in Brooklyn. I think one thing that I want to see better is kind of their pace as a shot put up there from Nelson is no good. I think definitely the 3-point shooting. I think they have done a little bit better in regards of the free throw shooting tonight, but I think just getting more better shots from beyond the arc as Settle hits that one from 3-point range. So I think they just keep on hearing us. I don't know what's going on tonight.
Yeah, it's how you just break a zone defense. You pass it towards the middle, and they just find someone out wide, and that they did it perfectly right there. It came 2 minutes left in the game, but maybe it'll carry over.
Yeah, and another thing that I think they definitely want to pick up, especially with the way that they've been playing this season, is the turnover, where they have turned the ball over 13 times. Yes, they've forced Bloomsburg to turn it over 2 more times as Deuce Roberts will check in for the first time tonight in place of Steve Settle. But I think that's definitely another area where I would like to see the Owls improved.
Yeah, absolutely. The turnovers could be a big thing down the stretch. Crucial to hone in on. It's hard for any team to end the game with less than 10 turnovers. That's how basketball is. It's going to be missed passes, ill-advised shots that might just go out of bounds and result. It's a hard thing to really accumulate. So it's just about limiting. I think you have to set a certain number at the standard to shoot under for every night.
Louis Wild drives in for 2, and there's a 3 ball from Shane Dezzoni, no good. Deuce Roberts fought for the rebound, but it goes off of him out of bounds. And here comes, this is a real hockey line change, Liam. We've got 5 Huskies coming on and off of the floor.
Yeah, it's just you're gonna reward the bench for playing out there and staying with every guy. This game is out of hand. Might as well just give these kids some minutes, maybe boost their confidence, and that goes a long way for off the court. That you have trust in these kids to even step on the court against a Division I program like Temple.
Yeah, all 5 guys that checked on for the Huskies have already played tonight. As Shane Dezzoni nearly ended up with it, he took it away, but then couldn't contain his dribble. Out of bounds, 1:48 left to go. Temple up by 28. And barring anything, I don't even think it's possible mathematically, unless you just give them the ball. Temple will improve to 5-3 on the season as Zion Stanford checks out for Emmanuel Akpomo.
Yeah, no, mathematically, this game is over. There's no way. It's just a matter of what they do down the stretch. If I'm Adam Fisher, this is if you want to play with some integrity, you don't need to chuck up threes, throw up alley-oops. I don't want to take the shot clock violation, but just look for a good shot, because this is how you don't want that being the receiving end of that.
81 points put up by the Owls tonight. Still 90 seconds left. It's already surpassed what they're averaging in a single game. They came into the night averaging 78 points per game, so that number will go up as Akpomo lost the ball, dives to the floor, and a jump ball is called.
A good effort by Akpomo cleaning up his loose ball. Looks like it got poked out by Dressler, but Akpomo just trying to make up for it and jump. That's the effort you want to see. Maybe he's trying to crawl back at some more minutes.
And one thing that I did like tonight from Temple is just their shot selection. I thought they did a good job. They shot 47% coming into the night from the field. They were shooting just a little over 38%, which is the 7th worst in all of Division One. As a timeout is called by Chris Best just to get some guys in. I think he just called the timeout. Didn't even want to use it. Just said, let me get Mo Richards and Kyle Saglabin in. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before, but
yeah, it happens usually, especially in these scenarios where you want the bench to play. You might not see it on TV, they might pan somewhere else because they don't know what's going on. But
yeah,
it's definitely how you do it. You don't need to call a timeout and delay the game as much as you do. But Coach Best's squad did the best they could. I think, obviously, I'm not creating what their job ability was tonight, A for effort, but they came in to a Temple team that was a much better team, more athletic, had better players on the court, but still only hanging by 28. I think you can hang your head out high on that.
Yeah, definitely not a horrible loss for a Division II program as Shane Dezzoni ends up with it. He draws a foul and will try and put Temple up by 30 for the first time tonight with 26.5 seconds. And also, here comes Connor Gow.
Yeah, you see, that's Shane Dezzoni. It's nice to see Connor Gow get some minutes. And it looks like AK Fila as well.
Yep, both Connor Gow and AK Fila will check in after the free throws. Connor Gow played in the UMass game. AK Fila will make his collegiate debut the moment he checks into the game. Just 26.5 seconds left to play, and Bloomsburg will be getting the ball, so odds are they won't even have the opportunity to touch it.
Yeah, my concern was Temple being out-rebounded side. They out-rebounded the Huskies 46-31 and grabbing 7 more rebounds out of them, a 2-to-1 ratio, 14-7. That's crucial. That's big. For someone getting the criticism of not having a true center, Temple being a positionless basketball team, maybe you just need someone else to step up, and they did without Julio White tonight.
Shane Dezzoni makes them both. Temple now has 3 walk-ons on the court, and Deuce Roberts, AK Fila making his collegiate debut, and Connor Gow. 20 seconds left to go here from the Liacouras Center. And Fila forces the ball to go out of bounds, but it will stay with the Huskies.
So a long 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's what happens when you keep subbing guys in and out.
I mean, I didn't like Shane Dezzoni taking into the basket right there. I think he should just dribble out the clock, but maybe he did to get Connor Gow and AK Fila get some minutes. I would say barely seconds.
Saglabin is denied by Akpomo. Thweet was also a defensive factor there as well. First block of the season for Emmanuel Akpomo.
Only 5 blocks for Temple. Seems like it's a lot more tonight. Jordan Riley led the way with 3 himself.
Career high 3 blocks for Riley. That shot is off the mark by Dressler, and that will do it. Temple picks up its 5th win of the season over Bloomsburg to improve to 5-3, an 85-55 win at home. Their final home game on the calendar year of 2023. The Huskies fall to 2-5 on the year, the 30-point margin against a Division II program, the largest margin of victory this season for the Owls.
Yeah, it's just what we expected Temple to do tonight. They got in and got out with a 30-point victory. They can hang their head up high. It was the ultimate get-right game. 40 points in the paint, something they didn't do well last game. Working around, shooting the 3-point ball, getting hot towards the end of the game. All the ball momentum should push towards the Barclays Center on Sunday. And Hayden, you get the call on that. You lucky son of a gun. I wish I got to go and enjoy that because I know you're a Nets fan. But Adam Fisher's got a squad looking right heading into the home stretch of non-conference play.
Yeah, and Adam Fisher's squad yet again without Jalil White for a fourth consecutive game. Second consecutive game where Jordan Riley led all Temple scores. He had 16 tonight, a career-high 3 blocks, also grabbed 8 rebounds, 1 on the offensive end, and honestly, almost more importantly, he was 8 of 10 from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's just a confidence thing. He probably we saw him taking extra free throws during warm-ups. You mentioned in the first half of the broadcast, and maybe they just got the payoff. Maybe next game versus Albany, he goes 10 of 10 from the line, 6 of 6 or anything, but makes that 100% margin.
And Chris Best said that coming into the game and for the entire season, Bloomsburg was going to run their offense through Jake Nelson, and Temple really just stopped him. 2 of 7 from the floor, a total of 8 points. Did end up getting 10 rebounds, but didn't surpass the double-double mark, only scoring those 8 points.
Yeah, falling short of his average rebounds and points in the certain categories. Steve Settle followed him around like a hawk, face guard him whenever he wasn't off the ball, and even if he was sticking him like white on rice. And hats off to Steve Settle and the coaching staff for the scout team and following Jake Nelson around.
Temple shot from the field 47.7%, 34.6% from three-point land, and 70% from the charity stripe. Meanwhile, on the other end, Bloomsburg, they shot 19 of 59. That is a total of 32%. And from three-point land, they were 4 of 25, 16%. From the charity stripe, they were efficient, 13 of 15.
Yeah, it's maybe Philadelphia wasn't kind to the Huskies on the Leocore Center, but there's nothing to hang your head low on, especially playing a team at the Temple caliber, and then get the head back in the conference play. Oh, they're at Jefferson. They actually will stay in Philadelphia.
Yes. Well, they're going to head back to Bloomsburg first, and then they'll come back to Philadelphia for the weekend. Next up for the Owls, they will be in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center when they get to play the University of Albany, coming off of an 85-55 victory over Bloomsburg that puts them at 5-3 on the season. For Hayden Bandel, Liam Gianelli, and our producer Ryan Lightning, thank you for joining us tonight, and have a safe night, everyone.